Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In our last episode, we set up Zognobacteria for the trains, because that'll be used in a lot of various things, and now we don't have to worry about it. And we are going to get, probably in this episode, we're going to be working on steel, because we need molten steel processing. But first, we're going to get a couple more Patreon names in the Patreon Zen Garden to thank Patreon supporters for their support. And today's lucky winners are, where did my sheet go? Limp Face and Orbidon. So we've got Limp Face and Orbidon. And as I've said before, we will be, Orbidon. We will be adding in the $2 support tier as well, once we've gotten through the 5 and up tiers. And that will be coming soon. So yeah, if you'd like to get your name in the garden, make sure to join Patreon. Also, if you enjoy the channel, well, you can consider supporting on Patreon. But, of course, I always suggest, make sure you're getting your money's worth with anything you're paying for. And that includes supporting me. If you don't feel like it's worth it, and or you don't have the funds that, you know, you don't feel like you have discretionary income to spend on things like that, then don't. Be wise with your money. I have no... I'm not going to beg, but I do appreciate you considering supporting me if you are really enjoying these videos, because I am a full-time content creator and, you know, I need the support, but like, I'm not going to beg for it, and I don't want you to be unwise about your money to give it to me. If you're like, oh no, Krydax is starving, if I don't give him money, he'll die. Like, that's not true. So don't do that. But I do appreciate those of you who consider supporting and do support. And also, I massively appreciate all of you that just watch all my videos, right? Like the view count, the comments, all of it, it all adds up. So thank you all who are part of the channel. And really, huge thank you to everyone who participates in the Discord as well. I'm biased, but I think the Krydania Discord is one of the best out there. It's just a massively friendly place, lots of awesome discussion, and I just can't thank all of you enough who show up there and participate, or even those of you who lurk. And I know there's some of you who just enjoy being a part of that Discord just from the viewing side of things. So yeah, thank you all for being a part of it. Now, what are we doing here? We've got plenty of arcad nests, so that's not a problem. We've stopped making queens for some reason. Apparently I have 4 of them, which is great. But why are these... What's the situation here? Why are we not getting natural gas anymore? Somehow we got used combs in the natural gas thing. I don't want to know how that happened. How did combs get on this belt? Oh, because I put them on this belt. Oh. Dummy. Oh. Wait. Oh, these need to be filtered. Okay. that was like a 5 stages of confusion right there. I was like, wait. These just need to be... Well, I guess that one doesn't need to be filtered properly, but this one did because it's going into a chest. Okay, well that makes sense. That doesn't explain why we're out of natural gas, though. Oh, yeah, it does. The request... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't explain it. Why am I out of natural gas? Where is my natural gas? Yeah, why is this stopped? I'm out of gasoline? Oh, dear. Now that is a problem. Okay. Something's gone wrong. We have plenty of gasoline. This is supposed to be hooked up to trains. Yeah, I broke it. Yep, I just broke it like a dummy. Gosh. Krydax! Why do you do this to me? Oh my goodness. I've been doing this since before 69 hours. Nice. So we have been doing this for at least 100 hours. This has been something I've been doing to myself. How many times? I mean, we've got to be well over 10. We've got to be into the 20s or 30s by now, where I've broken my base because I deleted, because I built something and the pipes were in the way, and then I forgot to rebuild the pipes. Or the slightly better version is I didn't notice I removed an underground pipe, and then at least I'm not at fault for forgetting to do the thing I needed to do. But there have been plenty of times where it was just forgetfulness. And that's doubly embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna add a couple more arcads to here, and we're gonna add in a couple more arcads to nest making, and then I guess queen making. Okay. And we'll get them all filled up eventually, but wow, I cannot believe that. What a mess. Okay, we also have a bunch of combs here. Got more than enough wax. Alright, I don't know how I ended up with some random cages, but this is a good place to get rid of them. It was when I was doing something with augs. Alright, so back to steel. So we need a steel chain here. Steel, definitely going to be hot air. So we'll just compare the two, because I want to know how much more we're going to get from the same amount. I didn't need to do that. Alright, so steel from molten steel. Molten steel comes from molten iron. Molten iron comes from unslimed iron. Wait, I'm not doing the slimed version yet. Am I? No, I am. I think. Alright, and then we flip that on its head. Bloop. And then we say 15. And then maybe it just all works out nicely? Nope, not quite. This one has a usage to make more grade 2. So that needs to go there. Grade 2, okay, so everything goes into grade 1. Grade 1 goes into pulp and slime. Slime goes into unslimed. Pulp goes into unslimed. But we needed niobium to make that building, which is the holdup for a while. But you only lose a fourth of your output if that's the case. And then boffs take borax and the unslimed iron. They slime it up. No, it already got unslimed from the hydroclassifier. Anyway, that then gets turned into molten steel with the addition of coke and more oxygen. And then we get closing in on 1 steel plate per iron ore. Compared to this bad boy, which gets you 0.7. I mean, the amount is, we're gonna get, is that like 15 times or like 12 or 13 times more steel? It's absurd. We do need a little bit more coke, but not that much more, which means the amount of coke we use per steel goes way down as well. And then we add in some extra random stuff like borax and oxygen and all that. But yeah, let's work on this. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna set it up yet because we already have the molten iron production. And so I'll probably just share and hope that our combined iron and steel usage stays low enough that we can share. I don't think I want to set up a second version of all the slimed iron and stuff. In which case, I would just want a bigger iron one in the first place. So, let me just see what we're working with here. Yeah. So all we need to do is set this part up. So I need coke, oxygen, 3 buffs, and 2 casting units. That's it. And I might even have... I don't know if I put buffs on the bot mall. Did we? I don't think I did. I did put casting units, basic oxygen furnace, but I should do buffs. Uh-oh. Oh, I need tailing spawns. That would go in this category. Why is everything asleep now? Guess we needed to do a reset. These, so the problem is the sea sponge things because I haven't researched it yet, so I'm gonna have to remove that for now. And then that should allow these to make something else. What's going on here? Why is basic oxygen furnace not getting set as a recipe? Made in burner assembler, gas furnace, boiler. Do we have boilers, by the way? We might not. But that wouldn't matter. We should still be... Okay, there we go. I don't know what... Why are these not being set? Why are these broken? These seem broken to me. What's going on here? Oh, they stayed set? It didn't get canceled. Oh, did I do the cancel and turn back on when it still had the sea sponges? I think I did. Okay. Well, we're fine now. That'll take a hot second to reset. I still need more logistic spots in here for the chaos that happens. But for now, I can hopefully grab something. Grab the 2 casting units. And do we have any buffs appeared yet? Or not so much? Alt E. No, Control. No, Alt F. I'm never gonna memorize all these. Basic oxygen furnace. We have 1 way over there. Okay. Well, maybe I can just handcraft them. Perfect. How's power doing, by the way? I feel like that's something I should be more concerned about. We're getting up there. What I might do is add another high pressure turbine to power. After this, I just want to feel really comfortable with my power supply. Okay, and then this can all go away. Get out of here. My inventory's gonna freak out. There it is. Uh-oh. that stuff end up on belts? I don't think so. I was just checking. Alright, so what are we doing here? We need to get rid of all these. I don't really know how much faster this is than clicking. Seems like it's about the same speed, to be honest. Limestone, coke. And there go the buildings to be taken away forever, never to be seen again. Until we build all these buildings with the bot network, which is going to be a long time from now. Okay. Basically there. So, that's cool, and then buff it up with lots of coke. And input iron, so we'll do this. I don't know which way the oxygen's gonna come from. But yeah, molten iron, we can just hook up, going straight up like this. Come over. Up here, rotate that one to go down. Thankfully that doesn't delete all my molten iron anymore like it used to. And then this one can be a T-junction. And go up right here. Rotate that one down. There we go. Oxygen. And then all we need to do is provide coke. So this convoluted mess is not necessary. What I do want to do is filter the fuel slot to raw coal and burn that. Because I don't think I want to use coke for fuel. Let's see. Is there a way to do this? They're 5 megawatts, so I could feed like that. Yeah, that works. Wow, wait, they need 2.5 coke a second? That's nuts. Uh-oh. Okay, I think if I shift click it, it'll be fine. Boom, 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 boom. There we have it. And I shouldn't need any filtering here, right? Also, what's up with the time here? 169.26, 170.04. They disagree by half an hour? More than half an hour. That's really weird. Why is my playtime different than milestone playtime? Anybody have any ideas on that? Flue gas, I would love to put on a train eventually for trashing. This flue gas is useful. We've looked into a couple of the options. Like, first of all, activated carbon turns into straight syngas if we have lots of flue gas. We can make acid gas from it. Not a lot, though. Like, a full fluid wagon here is only gonna make like 250 acid gas because it's about 100 to 1. God. But still, that's kind of a way to turn gasoline into acid gas sometimes. We can get free phytoplankton out of it. Yeah, I don't know. An ash makes 150 flue gas, so each 15 flue gas is like an ash. But it's 50 flue gas to turn into ash. We can get free ash from it too. So I should probably keep it. For now, I will at least set up something like this. Wait, what? Oh, there. And I'm thinking we could do a train stop to provide it. That's input. Oh, this one. Fish oil, solvent, syngas, so I don't have any extra space there. So I could make a new one over here. I did say we wanted to save these spots for metals related stuff. Well, this is metals related stuff. So I should probably build these stations. And then I can bring the flue gas over here even. And then just delete the stations, because we've got other plans for fluid-based stuff. In this case, we're gonna do a fluid provider extension. For flue gas. Wait, no. Is that right? Or is this a trasher? Oh no. Flue gas is locally trashed. But this is still needing to be... Hold on, this still needs to be a fluid trasher extension. Because this is byproduct flue gas, not main product flue gas. So it needs to be... not... What's the difference? This one will go to side products. Main product flue gas is if we need flue gas, we would only put it on channel 1, and things that need flue gas would only request on channel 1, and then that way we wouldn't intentionally like spend ash to make flue gas for side product stuff. This one will dynamically go onto channel 3 because we want to be able to make side product flue gas with this flue gas, because this is a side provided thing. Okay, got it. All right, and then we can go over this way. Yeah, that actually works out pretty close. Why don't we go here for the flue gas? What are we messing with? Nickel? We'll probably revamp that at some point. Once we need a lot more nichrome or something. Alright, so then this guy... That should do it. Flue gas from steel, molten steel. And we're at prio 10. Okay. Yeah, that all seems right. Okay, and then finally we just need a couple casting units. I mean, this is easy peasy. Casting unit 1, 2, Steel, steel. And then hot air is just chilling right here. Perfect. And then molten steel. I could have done this forever ago. This is super easy. Barely an inconvenience. I think that's it. No, sand casting. Sand casting we can pull off of here. And that's it. Boom. Billions of steel plates. Now, the flue gas is stuck. What's going on here? Oh, I didn't actually connect it. Wait, what happened? I connected it to here, and then I just stopped. For an unknown reason. Got it. Extents. Let's fix that, maybe right here. Okay, so flue gas is out, and then we need an overflow. I mean, I'll just put the overflow on this end. Okay, so there's flue gas. I probably should have a bigger tank for it. This is one where like having a Gigantor tank is probably helpful, so we'll craft one of those. We'll get that added into the system here. Now, I could change, like, does this need to be linked in? And the answer is like, yes, no. Also known as yes. Because it doesn't really matter if this isn't hooked in. I guess here's the difference. If this isn't pumping into, if I just put a pump here, then it wouldn't matter at all. Because this would always be completely full. And the only inaccuracy there would be the train measurement. I guess there's two ideas here. One is that I can't see in the LTN or CyberSyn manager. I can't see exactly how much flue gas I have if this isn't hooked in. And the second part is that this could have 10,000. This would end up having 25,000 because they're both at like 10%-ish. So I have enough for a train full, but it doesn't look like I have enough for a train full because this only sees it as 10,000. So probably best to hook both up just to fix both of those problems. But it's not like it's strictly necessary. Wow, that's filling up fast. I already have 50,000 flue gas in here. So that'll be plenty of flue gas. We could potentially spend some gasoline. Did we fix the gasoline, by the way? Yes. So that's a way to make acid gas. Right? Yes. And I mean, given how much we were just hating on sulfuric acid, I think we're going to want to do this. I think we're going to want to do this recipe as much as we can. So we'll probably do a side product, acid gas, flue gas. Side prod, flue gas to acid gas maker. We'll probably do that on trains somewhere, so that'll kind of be the primary way that we dispose of flue gas, is turning it into acid gas. Hopefully that doesn't spend too much gasoline. I guess at some point it could be more gasoline than I have the ability to spend, but anyway, we need to output the ash here. I didn't actually forget that. I got distracted doing some other stuff, but I had noticed that we weren't outsorting ash. Don't worry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we'll go deal with that in one moment. For now. Okay, that's done. Hopefully, I mean, that's a lot of ash. Hopefully that's not too much. We might need to start stacking ash on that belt. Make some stack inserters. Alright, so what's going on with our super trasher stone gravel thing? We clearly didn't do it right when we set that up a couple episodes ago. Let's see what we did wrong. I can check steel off the list. So what's going on here? I mean, our sand is just not being processed because pure sand is not being deleted. Pure sand is not being deleted because this thing is full. This thing is full because I don't know why it's full. Trains should have been picking pure sand up and bringing it over. So this is stone, gravel, sand, TP2. Stone, gravel, sand, TP1. So in the LTN manager, we should see a ton of pure sand on channel 2. Network ID. Interesting, it doesn't actually sort. It looks like you can sort by network ID, but you can't. That's annoying. Stone, gravel, sand. It shows pure sand provided on channel 2 as 49,000. So then, are we not requesting pure sand here? I am. I'm confused. Oh, we're out of fuel. Oh, this is that thing we were worried about. Wait, how did sand get on the fuel belt? Ah, that's the problem. Oh, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay, this is supposed to be only on one side of the belt. That's the wrong side. This needed to be only on one side of the belt because that other side was biomass and I was taking advantage of that reality. So this got pure sand on the fuel belt and then things went awry. So let's grab all that out. That was close. It should only be biomass now. Okay, so that was on me. That was totally on me. Okay. Wondering if I should make this unload faster as well. I can't really, though, without moving this, because I need to do it in preparation for the double wagons that we're going to have. Right, I need boilers. I even thought about needing boilers, and then I didn't do it. Okay, good. I have a couple buildings that are happy to do it. All right, so that should fix that. Is this fast enough? I don't even know. This is like 13 items a second. ash is building up. These need to be fast inserters or faster. Okay, well, things are moving at least. Slowly. Yikes. Broke this too. There we go. Alright. And I mean, the biomass actually... yeah, hold on. I want to do this. I want to do this differently. Alright, let's delete that. Let's add in double unloaders. And then this can be the biomass. And... what channel is that? That's channel 0, so I can just switch this out. And this is going to be split filter, limestone biomass. And then, yeah, I want the pure sand to just be going. And then this one will split. And we'll do... I want it to be the other way. Biomass limestone. So then we can do that one goes this way and merges in, and then this one go that way. And that way we're utilizing the full belt potential, and that'll do what it was already doing. And then we just clear up all this stuff just to make sure there's no more sand in the network. Wow, look at how fast that ditches biomass. That's crazy. Okay, I think more or less we've fixed the problem. Maybe a little bit less. I might... how do I slow down these inserters? I guess I could do that. Let me slow down each of these a smidge, just to make sure that we can be net negative on ash so they never stall out later. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. I might need another pair of them, but that would be fine. Oof. Okay, so that's done. Hopefully this is gonna be back in business here in a minute. That one's now emptying out, finally. Does this one even have room, though? I guess it's just about to have 20 slots. Oh no, there's so much stuff, though, going on. Why is this not fueled? How did sand get on this belt again? It must have been as I was rebuilding this. It's not even possible now for sand to get on the belt. At least that's my understanding. So that does mean I need another pair of these. And we'll do that. And I kind of want... I just have no space here. Kind of want a little bit of a buffer here. How would I do that? I don't know, I'm gonna have to do something like this, which is kind of ugly, but I just feel like having a little buffer of biomass would be nice for this area. And that way we're not wasting quite as much. Because when we need some, we'll be using some from this side, which is biomass that could be needed for the train network. This is biomass that we've decided to trash, so why don't we buffer up a chest full of it before we trash it for using for the burners, right? I think that makes sense. Okay, now we're finally making progress here. We're emptying things out. Cool. Oof. All right, well that was a bit of a cluster, but I think we got there in the end. And these are now staying caught up with their ash because I made the inserter slower. And this is not going, which it should be. I broke that again somehow. Okay. And that's buffering up. So that'll give a little bit of leeway. Perfect. All right, well, that is all filled up on biomass. That's a problem. No, no, it's not a problem. We're burning the jerky. Never mind, we're fine. Okay, wow. All right, well, that was a good thing to fix. And I think we're good now. I am going to say we're going to keep the soot. Because soot can be turned into silver, and pretty soon we're gonna need silver. So what we're gonna do is handcraft a couple deposits. And soot. That's the easiest way to do this. Oh, of course there's no space, but like... What do we do? I think I'll go out this way, and then the soot can come back in this way. We have too much, and that's not a belt, so that won't be a problem. Okay, and then I'll just have deposit. Where'd they go? Here. Deposit here and here, and then those should steal pretty much all the soot. I guess if I want to be more sure that they steal the soot, I can do this. Heck, that would make it even better, because they can grab from a straight belt easier than a corner belt. So if that doesn't do it, I don't know what will. Yes, there are other ways to do this with priority inserters and stuff, but I think this is simpler. The only way this doesn't grab soot is if there's like 3 in a row, you know, and I don't know. Maybe I should prioritize, but it's fine. So that'll start collecting a crap ton of soot. Might as well. It's free. We're burning everything anyway. So. How is this working again? I guess we just know the coal dust is enough to keep this fueled. The buffer of 5 is enough. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, we do get a lot of coal dust out from here. You know, I could provide that coal dust as well. There's just so many options. But this is catching up, I think. Yep, that's at 110. This one's still full, but it will get less full, I think. Shouldn't there be a train here, though? Oh, no, this one has to be empty enough to do a request first. Okay, but the biomass is getting drained out, and the pure sand. Okay, it's draining pure sand. It's just gonna take a while. I'm starting to wonder if it might be too much to handle this absurd amount of sand. I maybe should have handled this locally. That's just a lot of sand that we're making for Tufra. What are we using all the Tufra for? There's no way I'm needing that much for wax at this point. I mean, it's been running forever. Wait, where am I making the sugar? Down here. Gosh. Okay, well, at least it's done for now. And I don't think we're gonna need much sugar. Well, as I say that, we see this running. Why is this running? Oh no. I'm so dumb. Why did I put a buffer here? Krydax! We do not need a buffer there. That's where all our Tufra has been going. To wax that we don't need buffered, because we already have wax buffered. There's already plenty of wax buffered in the unbarreler, so we don't need to also buffer the wax barrels. That's just ridiculous. So that's where a lot of sugar and therefore Tufra has gone. So what we need here is like this at best. I don't even need that. I can just go straight in. And I'll just fill that as much as I can, and I'll fill this. And then at this point, things should stop running. Yes, we want to buffer the empty barrels, not the full barrels. Because there's already 200 here plus 1,000. That's 1,200 wax buffered. I don't need more than that. I never need more than that. Plus 50 barrels worth is always... Yeah, I really should have shut down this building based on like a measurement of something, or I don't even know. At this point, we have it buffered. Let's not mess with it. Do we need wax for anything else in the game? Yeah, we need wax later potentially, so I may want to use up this wax for something else. But for now, we'll just leave it. And I think we're not going to see sugar being spent for a long time. Hopefully. Because they would have to work through all 46 of these barrels. And then most of the 50 of these barrels before it runs again. Okay, so that's where all our Tufra was going, and thus what was causing mass production of sand. Do I want the sand here to be... It's just so hard because it's like, I need a way to measure if we want those global, if we want the side products. Because I might local trash it if we don't want the side products, but I kind of want the side products. I don't know, maybe I'll just rely on the magic of trains. This is probably fine. As trains get faster and I get red loaders eventually, and red belts eventually, and we get bigger wagons, you know, we can make the request thresholds bigger. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay. It seems like it has more sand than it should, but that's probably because my other one was breaking. Because shouldn't it max out at 50 stacks of each thing? 11,000 sand. 2,000 is 10 stacks. 20,000 is 100 stacks. 10,000 is 50 stacks. So a sand train should arrive shortly. But that would only be if this one was empty enough to want sand, which it might not be. Yeah, the sand is still in here. The sand needs to get output. There it is. Okay. So yeah, that's just a side product or byproduct of this not being emptied out currently. But it's getting there. It's down to 93 stacks, so I think we're okay, but geez. That was a little intense for a minute there. Okay. So what's next? Side product flue gas to acid gas maker. That is going to be pretty easy to fit in kind of anywhere. Maybe I'll just do that here. So we'll have a flue gas requester. It'll request gasoline and flue gas. Gasoline in small amounts. We'll just do like 10,000 gasoline. And then we need flue gas in much, much larger amounts. Well, that's the problem though. I guess we do need that to be the request threshold. So I guess we need 30k gasoline. And then flue gas. We want, I don't know what, negative 100,000. But this is only on channel 2. This is a side product. So we have TP and TR for trash, so we'll have S for side. So this is flue gas for acid gas. Flue gas. Okay, and that's made in a what? That's made in a compressor. And it's a 2-second craft time. Goes very fast. That's 1,000 flue gas per second that can be used. So I'm only gonna need a few compressors. Compressor. Could be worth adding into our auto mall, probably. Just a couple of them. Compressor. Let's go 3, because that'll really be 4. Yeah, it's a 1-tick delay problem on the bot mall being frozen. That's just an annoyance more than anything, but I don't love it. Okay, so then this will provide acid gas as a primary main product. So channel 1 provider. Let's see, F provider extension. Acid gas. That's not it. That's it. Did I make sure that I did the other ones right? That is flue gas. That is gasoline. Okay. Okay, and that's all hooked up. So we should see a train any moment arrive with all that. And then this is going to be compressed. Definitely can be a small side situation. Weak side. What are these other recipes made in the compressor? Oh, that's what our raw gas does. Ref gas. Goes back to condensates and naphtha. Right, we already looked at that. And low distillates to heavy oil and residual oil. And just, sorry, I just gotta look one more time. What does naphtha do? Naphtha is used to make diesel. Well, not really. It's mixed with aromatics to make diesel. it can just straight up make tall oil. But tall oil is not that useful, except when mixed with light oil to make benzene and aromatics. And light oil already makes aromatics 1-to-1, so we would only do that if we needed the benzene. Basically, tall oil is a way to turn light oil to benzene. Okay. And that's about all tall oil does. And then naphtha can also, naphtha's needed as part of the bitumen chain, which is the oil sands chain. You can just make straight hydrogen with it. I guess if you have trash naphtha, that's fine. And then this is probably the main one. I feel like syngas from naphtha isn't crazy. That's a lot of syngas. So you can make a lot of syngas if you have a naphtha chain going. So that's where using your condensates, because right now we're just dumping tons of condensates, but we could loop those condensates to make refined natural gas, because that is just free. Yeah, just straight up 1-to-1. And then we're getting tailings out. Yeah, I think that's a good loop. And it just uses a mediocre input of chromium to make a lot of syngas. So naphtha to syngas, and then we get BTX and tailings out as well. And at some point, yeah, this even makes steam. So that might be steam free. I'm not really sure on the math of that. Probably not steam free, but we could offset some of the steam cost there. Anyway, why has this not gotten anything yet? What have I done wrong? Because I definitely have gas. Well, at least I did when I looked like 20 minutes ago. Well, that's a different gasoline. But this gasoline should be fine. If I was out of trains, it would be telling me. What the problem is here. Okay, now that's odd. Gasoline provided, gasoline requested, no in transit for gasoline. Oh, because I put this on channel 2 because I'm dumb. Wait. Hold on. Yeah. I need the flue gas to be on channel 2. I need the gasoline to be on channel 1. These need to be separate stations. I'm not dumb, but that is what happened. Okay. So this needs to be gasoline. No, that's not a requester station. Gasoline. Okay. So this one can ditch the gasoline request. This can be flue gas. I can delete this. Okay. I am still a little confused though on why flue gas hasn't shown up. Oh, I get it. I have to be more than 50k, which means they're more than 2/3 full. And steel's already backed up. Okay, well that's fine. As we use steel, this will consume plenty. And then flue gas will eventually get there. And then we'll request the flue gas here. 100,000 is not a good number. I can't store 100,000. But 75,000 is fine. And then that will go over here. We're gonna make an acid gas. flapjack. These power poles are not doing anything. Okay, so there's water. There's gasoline. That's gonna be coming from up here. In this case, the steam, it's a lot of steam. But it feels... like there's not much I can do with it right here. It's not like there's some acid gas plus steam loop, right? I don't think so. Okay, I was just curious if acid gas barrels were used in anything. Wait a second. Is this the sulfuric acid we were already looking at? Oh. That's not till purple science. Okay, never mind. Oh, that will be wonderful. Until then, sulfuric acid is a massive pain in the derriere. Hydrogen peroxide. What was anthraquinone again? I mean, this is in blue science, so it's not that far. Does this one get me more? So 50 sulfuric goes to 100 anthraquinone, which goes back to 50 hydrogen peroxide, which makes you 50 sulfuric. So that's net zero. That doesn't even do anything. So that's a terrible anthraquinone recipe if your goal is to make sulfuric. So then the only way to make it is this way. So, and the vanadium pentoxide, I mean, that's not even, no. That's just a big no. Hydrogen peroxide sucks, is the short answer. Unless you have this turd recipe for caged xenos. Who knows when you get that in the game. Not anytime soon. Okay, so this is now making acid gas, which needs to be provided at high priority. Acid gas from flue gas fluid side provider. So this is a high prio, 10 prio, channel 1 for acid gas. And because of its value, I will give additional storage. We'll just do this guy since I've got it in my inventory. And that goes to here. And then the steam will just vent. Okay. Easy enough. I can handle 1,000 flue gas a second by itself. I can easily add more if such a thing ever becomes necessary. Doubt it will. Well, I don't know. Maybe we will get more than 1,000 byproduct flue gas a second, but anyway, we will call it an episode here. But yeah, it's weird to think that, like, producing steel is now producing acid gas. That's an odd thought, but it's true. How much, by the way? So every 30 steel gets me 1,000 flue gas, which gets me 15 acid gas. So every 2 steel gets me 1 unit of acid gas. I mean, that's not terrible. I do need gasoline for that process. Gasoline, I need 6 units. Or every 1 unit of gasoline gets me 6 units of acid gas. That's not too bad. I mean, if we think about the light oil situation, that means every 1 unit of light oil gets me 3 units of acid gas, gasoline catalyst. So that's fine. We're probably ditching more gasoline right now anyway, so I'm guessing that'll be fine. It turns out Keragen is actually really useful, because that shale oil making light oil just has so many useful products. And then we already know condensates can now be used for some useful stuff too, like tailings. It's also just 2-to-1 tailings. So this is making 125 tailings constantly. I could be using those tailings to make more acid gas. Hold on. We're about to be done with the episode, but I do want to look into this. If we were to utilize this output, make tailings. Oh, that was me just making steam with the condensates. That's right. We can find other fluid fuels if we need them. Yeah, okay. And then in here... So, one belt of kerogen then is getting me... Why is it not showing up in the output? That's weird. There we go. Weird that it has to be at the bottom for it to appear here, but there it is. So, 62.5 tailings a second, which if we just acid gas those... Oh my gosh. 10 acid gas a second for free? That's kind of a big deal. I need to be doing that. We need to do this ASAP. Alright, I need gas refineries and I need evaporators. We should already have evaporators. Let's add gas refineries into here. And how many evaps do I have? Do I have 9? Yeah, let's set that to 9. And then gas refinery. Should I have all the oil and gas stuff in one? That can get a little muddy, like, is a compressor an oil and gas thing or not? I think if it says oil refinery, gas cracker. Crackers and refineries we'll put here. Gas refinery. I don't know how expensive these are. They are medium. Medium to high. Not extreme. But 15 intermetallics. But I can handle 9 of those. Well, and when I say 9, I mean 10. Because it makes 1 extra. And did we have the prerequisites? Did we have TPUs? I don't think I have tar processing units in here. Which is weird. I should have. Okay. So we'll get that all set up for soon. So we did side product, flue gas to acid gas maker, and now we want to do condensates. Well, yeah, condensates to acid gas. Because we get condensates from multiple places, so we'll handle that separately. All right. Cool. Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one.